Hello and welcome to Cooking the Books with Heather. Today, cooking my PJs again because it has been another sort of busy day out and I need a quick dinner. So I'm cooking another pasta recipe from Milk Street Fast and Slow. We are making orecchiette with Sardinian sausage ragu. I did try this recipe once before. I didn't film it. It was before I bought the book. I took it out of the library, and this was one of the recipes that I tried because it's something that I don't know, we usually have Italian sausage. I keep some in the freezer, and so it's seemed like a relatively easy dish, but the pasta didn't cook quite correctly. I had some kind of weird pasta, not weird. It just wasn't a standard American brand pasta. It was one of the artisanal sort of pastas, and I think it just didn't cook right. The notes in the book do say you can use any pasta that will cook in about 10 minutes, any shape you like, but we're using the orecchiette. All that said, we're going to get started. I already have extra virgin olive oil in the pot, and it is not on as instructed. We are going to put the garlic in now so it doesn't burn. So it's harder to burn the garlic if you start it from cold. So I'm going to give that a little stir to get it coated in the oil. And we're going to turn our pot onto saute. So there we go. We're going to let this cook, stirring often until it's golden brown, about 4 minutes. So that garlic was minced. I think the last time, the other pasta recipe we did, it was sliced. So I don't know. And we have had some success with pasta recipes in here this time. So I'm fingers crossed. Some of the garlic is starting to turn brown, so I'm going to go ahead and add in some white wine and some saffron threads. These are optional, but I had them, so I'm using them. We're going to cook this down until it is slightly syrupy, about 5 minutes. We did this for another pasta recipe we made, and it worked out pretty well. So we're just gonna let that cook, and I'll stir it a little bit later. I don't know how long it's been. I haven't kept track, but I'm gonna call that slightly syrupy. You can see where it's definitely reduced and is a little viscous when I stir it. I'm gonna call that good, because I'm going to spend some time breaking up my Italian sausage. I have mild Italian sausage into 1/2 inch or smaller pieces. The rest, outside of the casing, I just bought bulk because that is easy to do, but I do need to break up the pieces. So I can do it a little bit after it's gone in, but I'm going to try to do as much as I can on its way in. We don't need to brown this according to the recipe, so I'm not too concerned about putting it all in. You can use sweet or hot Italian sausage. I'm just using a mild version. I'm always afraid my kids won't like it if I use hot. And something like this, they probably wouldn't notice, to be fair. I'm just going to give this a quick stir and make sure I didn't leave any pieces that are too big. So we also need to add some tomato puree. I talked about this recently in another one because tomato puree in the UK is not the same as tomato puree here. It's more like tomato paste there, at least from what I have gathered. But this book is based in the United States, and so it is tomato puree from the US. I'm going to add some salt. There we go. Yay, rain. And now I'm just going to measure the water in this. And the last thing is we add our pasta, the orecchiette, which means little ears. It's a little shell-shaped pasta. It is a little bit more difficult to find in my area, but I have Dikeko, I guess is how you say it. I don't know. But all of this goes in, and we give it a stir to sort of evenly distribute it and try to make sure it's all under liquid. There we go. And now I'm going to hit cancel. I'm going to put the lid on, make sure it is set to sealing, not venting, and I'm going to cook this on high for 3 minutes, only 3 minutes. So what did I do? Manual, high pressure, way down to 3 minutes. There we go. It's going to take a little bit longer than 3 minutes because it's still all that water and everything has to come up to a boil before, and it has to create all the pressure before the timer starts. So it will take longer than that. But that means I have a few minutes to grate the cheese that needs to go in here. Okay. All those beeps mean the 3 minutes is done. And now we are supposed to quick release the steam. So I'm going to move it a little bit so it does not hit my camera. And I'm going to open the vent. There we go. It takes a while to release all of the pressure. Almost. I've already hit the cancel button. I think maybe I can open it now. There we go. So, I'm going to give this a stir. It looks a lot better to me than it did previously, but I am definitely going to taste one of these pieces of pasta before I add anything else, just to make sure it's done. Because that was the problem I had with it last time. So I'm just going to get a piece or two of pasta. It is very slightly al dente, but it will continue cooking and absorb the rest of this liquid. So I'll give it a few minutes for that. But we're going to add the cheese. This is Pecorino Romano, just like we used in the other pasta recipe, or one of the other pasta recipes that we made. And give that a good stir. Get that distributed. I think one of the problems with this pasta is they like to stick together, but they spoon. So now I'm going to give it a try to see if it needs salt or pepper. The salt level's okay. I'm going to give it a little bit more, and definitely some pepper. Although a lot of the seasoning comes from the sausage, so that will depend on the sausage that you use, what you think it might need. Give that a stir. I think that's good for seasoning. And now I'm going to add most of this roughly chopped fresh basil. I did very roughly chop it. And give that a stir in, and we're going to use the rest to top our bowls, and also put some more cheese on it. So if it's not quite salty enough, you can add cheese to your heart's content. And that's it. Start to finish, it was a little over 30 minutes, so that's not bad at all. We will plate it up, show you what that looks like, and let you know what we think in just a minute. On this episode of Cooking the Books with Heather, you watched me make orecchiette with Sardinian sausage ragu from Milk Street Fast and Slow. This was an only fast recipe using the Instant Pot. And this is one that I had made before, and we were testing it out again with a different pasta, a different brand of pasta, to see if it was a me problem or a recipe problem. And this one, the pasta was maybe a little, very, very slightly more al dente than I would prefer, but if you let it sit hot in the pot for a little bit longer, it's fine. It was definitely cooked enough. It's just, personal preference. We like ours maybe a little bit more done than al dente. So not mushy, but just not super, not hard, but chewy. It came together very, very quickly. I mean, I did spend some time chopping ingredients before we started filming, but once you have all your ingredients ready, from the beginning to the end, it was like 30 minutes. So maybe a little bit more than 30 minutes, not too much. So that was good. It was a great, easy, could do this in a weeknight, no problem meal. I felt it needed a little something else. Like, it was good. It was a good recipe, but I just felt like it needed a little bit more of something, and maybe like a little bit of spice. So maybe a little bit of crushed red pepper in it would be good. It just needed a little something. And I'm not entirely sure what that would be, but I would make it again. It is, like I said, super easy to throw together with ingredients that you can have on hand. So if you like this sort of, it's not really a plain tomato sauce. And actually, I did not use my usual Italian sausage. I used from a different place. So maybe it was just the Italian sausage didn't have as much flavor, because a lot of the other flavors must come from the Italian sausage, because the tomato puree is just plain tomatoes. So use a good Italian sausage, maybe add a little bit of crushed red pepper, or use a hot Italian sausage. That might have fixed my problem with this recipe, but it all worked out really well. It cooked in the time that it said, and it's definitely one that I will make again. So if you've enjoyed watching me make this, please give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. And if you've made this and maybe made your own tweaks, let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching.